today I'm going to give you the truth about open versus concealed carry, tell you which one I like better and why, and give you pros and cons of each. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Now, no matter if you are new to this or you've been doing it for decades, you are bound to hear conversations just like this one. Open carry is the only way to carry. I don't want to be fumbling around with the damn thing under my jacket and through my pants just to get in my firearm in a time of crises. No, what you're really doing is putting a target on your back so the criminals know exactly who to take out, and you're freaking everybody else around you. Concealed carry is the only way to carry. And you might even see those same conversations and debates happen underneath this video and countless others right here on YouTube. But my idea is to break through the noise and give you real things to think about and some of my opinion along the way to see which one really is better. Now let me first set the stage by saying why this even matters. You have 3 yards, 3 seconds, 3 rounds. That's based on statistics that we know, so these self-defense situations typically happen very quickly and with a very short distance between them, so you got to be ready to act at a moment's notice. The other thing is comfort. Now don't get me wrong, concealed carry or even open carry is not designed to be comfortable to you. You have 1 pound to 2 pounds of metal and plastic inside your waistband or outside your waistband. So this isn't a fashion statement, and it's not going to be like this super light thing that you just carry around just to impress people. It's not supposed to be comfortable. Actually, the comfortable part of it is knowing that you have an option to protect yourself, your family, and other people around you. That's the comfortable part of concealed carry. So if you are considering leaving your gun at home because it's too uncomfortable, maybe you don't have the right setup, you hate your holster, you hate this, that's what I hope, that if I can give you maybe another option, maybe you'll see, okay, there are ways to do this and I don't have to feel like this is so forced that I don't even want to do it at this point. Which leads me into my last reason why this really matters, because you want to be carrying your gun as much as humanly possible. There's obviously places you cannot carry your gun or you can fricking go to jail on a felony, okay? So you got to learn those things too. There's extra steps we have to take as concealed and open carriers to know where we can and cannot go, okay? So there's that. But you should be treating everywhere you go as the bad part of town. Because no matter where you go, if there is a large group of people that are in one area, there is bound to be somebody there that can cause real trouble, harm, or worse to you and your family and people around you. So the idea is to carry as much as you possibly can every single day. And I understand there's just places you can't carry, but try to make that a habit. Just as much as you grab your wallet and keys, the idea is to have that gun with you, again, as much as you possibly can. Let's talk about the pros of open carry first. The first one being, it's way more accessible to be able to get to your gun. You don't have to get underneath clothing. You don't have to fumble with jackets. You really don't have to deal with any of that. You get yourself a good gun holster and a good gun belt. Those two things are going to be the anchor of making concealed carry as humanly comfortable for you as possible, and trust me, they make a big difference. So being able to get to your gun when it's outside the waistband is super easy, right? Because again, very minimal clothing is going to be in the way. Now, if you have a big jacket or something like that on, you may have to contend with that, but it's so accessible because it's right there on your hip. If you're in a car, on a motorcycle, or just walking around frickin' the grocery store, it's really easy to get to that gun, and that's a good thing, again, when those seconds matter. Now let me make this abundantly clear that that does not replace the fact that you have to practice your draw strokes. No matter if you conceal or open carry, you got to practice that, man. Repetitive motion, get it in your muscle memory, super important to do that. Because again, remember we said 3 seconds is about the average time of a self-defense situation. So super quick, these things can happen to you. Open carry can be more comfortable too, honestly, because again, you don't have it shoved inside of your waistband. There's no holster really sticking out. I mean, if you can run your belt loop through the holster, put your gun in the holster, boom, you're good to go. Now, of course, it depends on what kind of gun you're carrying too, but generally speaking, I would say it's more comfortable. And you can carry a bigger gun. So if you're somebody that likes the Glock 19s, the M&P M2.0 compacts or full size, or the P320s or the CZs or whatever you like, having a bigger gun on you, if that's something that you enjoy, you shoot that gun the best or whatever, you can carry a bigger gun when you're doing that open carry. Hey, if you're liking the video so far, consider destroying the like button and make sure that you share this with your friends. If you think this can help somebody out, I'd love to have them join our community here as well. Make sure you subscribe, and if you want to support me and my efforts, what we do here, please consider becoming a patron supporter. Join one of the many tiers I have, get some of the perks there, and most importantly, join the SHOT team, man, and we can continue to make videos just like the one you're watching right now. Now let's get back into the rest of the video. What about the pros of concealed carry? The biggest one here is the element of surprise. Just like our two guys were talking about in the beginning of the video, concealed carry is just that, right? So let's break out a scenario. Somebody comes into a grocery store, you're in the checkout line, and they try to rob the place, right? Most criminals don't want resistance, and so that's a big key to concealed carry, because if they see a bunch of people that they think are targets, it's going to make it a lot easier for them. Not knowing that you have your concealed carry on you is a huge advantage here, especially if they were to turn away from you, or, you know, there's times where they may turn their back to you for a quick second and then turn back towards you. You have no idea what their intentions are. You have a quick split second to again get to that gun, and they have no idea. So this can work in your advantage, really. I mean, it can work in your advantage in, I would say, most situations. Having that element of surprise is huge. Remember, your house is less likely to get broken into if you just have an ADT or a security system sign in your yard. Why? Because criminals, again, don't want resistance. So if they see that sign and they see your next door neighbor has no sign, they're going to go to that neighbor, because why would I even contend with the fact, even if he doesn't have a system, I don't know. I want the easiest path, the path of least resistance, and that's where they'll go. So a gun kind of works the same way. So they see you as an easy target, not knowing that you're carrying a gun, and you're probably a better shooter. You're probably more skilled in that area than they are. Not always the case, but it can be. The nice thing about concealed carry too, you can be inconspicuous no matter where you are. And this is a great thing. You know, people will freak out if they see a gun on somebody's hip. I've had this same look before when I open carry, and it's like, oh, wow, what is this gun? Why is this guy going to the gas station? He's got a gun on him, you know, or any number of things. You know, you could just see people's minds start to go wild when they see a gun out in public, unless it's a police officer, and that's not how it should be. You know, private citizens have the right to carry firearms and own firearms too, but it's so weird to people when they see you out and about carrying a firearm without a uniform. So the open carry part of it, that can be a little sketch to people. So if you don't want to draw attention to yourself, concealed carry is great, because nobody knows unless you're printing all over the place. Not a single person knows, and I promise you that even when you open carry, less people notice than you probably think, because most of them are doing what? In their phones, on Facebook, Instagram, whatever they're doing, or they're paying attention to their kids, or they're thinking about what they're gonna buy for freaking food that week, not really concerned with you walking around with a Smith & Wesson on your hip. And the last thing is, you don't have to necessarily worry about somebody coming up behind you and snatching that gun right out of your holster, which is another thing open carry does kind of concern people with, is the fact that it's accessible to pretty much anyone. Now, we've been talking about some of the cons as I've kind of gone along here, but probably the biggest argument I would say between each one is the fact that it is quicker to get to your gun when it's outside the waistband. Even I think it's quicker. Let me show you just how quicker it is. Okay, so what I'm gonna do to try to illustrate how quick this is I have my mom behind the camera. She's gonna hit start as soon as I go to reach for my gun, and then as soon as I say stop, that means that my sights are properly aligned on the target per se. So essentially, I'm gonna draw for the gun. As soon as I say okay, she's gonna hit the stop button on the timer there. So let's try it out. Okay. 1.66. All right. Okay. So 1.43 seconds. So let me try it one more time. So we'll do like 2 runs of each, and let's see if I can get like an average here of each one. There's nothing scientific about this, obviously. I just want to show you what this looks like. Okay. 1.45. Perfect. So let me put on my Shield Plus and we'll try it with that one. All right, so I have the Shield Plus on. Same deal. As soon as I go to reach for my shirt, get it out of the way, pull the gun out, and get my sights aligned on target, I'm gonna do it. Now, the M&P metal has a red dot, so it might be a little bit quicker, but you'll see what I'm talking about here. Okay. 1.68. All right, let's try it again here. Okay. 1.51. Just from this demonstration, you can see open carry is a little bit quicker. Let me get back to the chair and let me kind of talk about what just happened. Okay, so that's actually the first time I've ever done that to see what that difference is like. But remember, that's in a controlled environment where I'm expecting it. So things happen so quickly and you got to make those decisions so fast. That's why it is so important to practice these things, man, and get that muscle memory just ingrained inside your brain, dude. So that's a great demonstration. So even if it's a, what is that, 1/10 of a second quicker or whatever, it's a big deal. You know, it's a big deal when the average is 3 seconds or 3.5 seconds, whatever it is. With all of that being said, I believe that concealed carry is better because that element of surprise, the inconspicuous nature of concealed carry, just, I feel, offers an advantage. Where some people will say open carry is a deterrent, just like the security sign we were talking about, that may very well be true. But if criminals are so hard up and want to do harm and damage to somebody, and they see somebody that can give them any kind of resistance, and that is their goal, most likely I'd say they're going to try to take you out because they see you are the only thing stopping them between what they want, and that can be a bad situation. Now, of course, all of this is just floating ideas around there and just my opinion, some of it based on statistics as well. But the point is, whatever's most comfortable for you is what you should do. I believe there's a place for open carry. There's a place for carrying a firearm outside the waistband and having it concealed with a jacket if it's wintertime, or a shirt or whatever. So there's a mixture of the two that you can do as well. I really love open carry whenever I'm going fishing or I'm going hunting or I'm going somewhere out there where having a gun on me really, it's not, what's it going to draw attention to? You know, the freaking deer or the largemouth bass I'm after? They could give a crap less, you know? So I really love open carrying in those situations. I love open carrying at my house too, because again, it's just more comfortable for me to do that. But if I'm out and about and you see me, 95% of the time, I would say, I'm going to be concealed carrying because I believe that is just a better approach. Again, there's ways to make it comfortable. You can check out any of the number of videos I've done on the topic, but to me, concealed carry is the best. I want to hear the community's opinion about this as well. If you have some more ideas for videos just like this, let me know, man. I'm always getting ideas from y'all. I appreciate what you do. See you in the next one. And as always, hold them down.